For those just starting out, to those who built their reputation in the detail industry, navigating the course is a daily grind. This is Play-by-Play with industry professionals, tackling topics and offering tips to help improve your game plan. Now, here's your play-by-play.
All right.
What's going on?
We're back at it again with your lunch break play-by-play. I'm Dustin Jackson. Of course, I got Ryan and Lexi with me.
How y'all doing?
Hey, guys.
And man, have we got a big show planned for you today. We have a awesome, diverse, controversial, all kind of stuff guest on, Greg Masterson, and we're going to be talking about training and specifically about his sales and marketing training.
Oh yeah, Greg does a lot of training for not only his own shop and his products, but he also does some marketing training and sales for guys in the detail industry, which I think is a huge thing that's could use some help there. So
absolutely. He's whether like him, love him, or hate him, and I think it's one or the other. Yeah. There's not a lot of middle ground. He has a wealth of knowledge that he's going to bring to us, and we're excited about talking to him.
Absolutely.
No matter how controversial he is, you definitely have to take a moment and realize the impact that he's having on the industry. And so I'm really excited to be able to dive into his sales and marketing, because that really is showing his presence online. And again, like you said, whether they love him or hate him, I mean, they're definitely watching him.
It is. And listen, you guys may have noticed I'm wearing a different outfit today. I'm wearing my Easy In gear because first and foremost, I'm a detailer. And my goal for this show was for us to ask questions as if we were detailers, like from that perspective. So that way you guys can, listen to it and relate to it. Yep. So as we come at Greg and the rest of our guests, we want to come at it from the perspective that, we're detailers first, because we are. We're literally sitting in my detail shop. So, speaking to Greg and how he's probably accumulated some haters over time, anybody that's successful has seen their fair share of that. Yep. I think he has his, he's overachieved in that manner, but I think a lot of it was self-inflicted and probably intentional. Wouldn't you say, Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be honest, I'm not exactly a detailer. I mean, I'm a novice at best, but I do know the difference between a good product that works for me and a product that doesn't. And so when it comes down to it, everybody's down to their choices. And if it works for you, that's all that matters, man. I use Clorox at the house when I'm cleaning. If you use Lysol, it's fine for you if it works for you.
That's right.
Hey, over at my house, we like, chemical free. So we are all about some Mrs. Myers. So again, whatever works for you, that's the best fit for you. And that's the conversation we want to have here today.
Now, is that the basil scent? Or?
It is the basil scent. It's my favorite. I love it,
Well, look, I do all the cleaning at my house. My wife will tell you. Not
as
so
she's
much.
rolling her eyes.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, Melanie. No, listen, whatever you use, to each their own. And, I think that this guy gets a lot of flack and brings a lot of it on himself. But I do think that he's bringing some value to the industry. And the reason I say that is because there's one thing that detailers hate worse than Greg Masterson, and that's detailers not knowing how to detail. And so he's, offering training on his chemicals. He's not just like Walmart or the part stores just selling them chemicals off a shelf. He's offering them training on how to use the products. And when we see detailers out there that are using products, they have no clue what they're doing. It's really frustrating, and it's really aggravating to professional detailers because it's our name out there. And so Greg is going a step further and offering these training courses. And whether you like him or hate him, he has that. And I think that that's a value, and I think it's important to our industry.
Absolutely. And before we bring him on, I definitely want to mention our food sponsor today. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have some great tasting food from PS Taco. We're going to talk a little bit about how the founders came up with their menu, which is a really cool story that I'm excited to share.
It really is. We eat PS Taco all the time for lunch. And I had no idea, after hearing you tell me the story, Lexi, about how they came up with their menu. And it's a really wide range menu, and it's very good. We eat there all the time, and I can't wait for you to share that story with our audience.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a feast.
That's right. All right. So normally this would be the time that we talk about detailing news.
Yep.
This is the time that we bring up relevant events that are going on in detailing. But for today's show, we felt like Greg Masterson was the news.
He is the news.
Absolutely,
man.
Especially through Facebook,
Yeah, we've experienced some already some kind of controversial responses when we just made the announcement that we're bringing Greg on. And
I think I heard some guy say, what do you say? This guy's a joke. But let's be honest, this man has a phenomenal line of products. He's opening up stores left and right, and he's definitely doing something right. So.
Yeah, he really has gotten a ton of attention. You know what? Let's bring him on. Let's get talking to him and see what he's all about.
Hey, what's going on, Greg?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? How you doing? Welcome.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's everything going where you are?
It's doing great. How's everything going where you guys are? I see you guys have the triple team podcast setup going on right here. I like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's how we rock, man. It's it flows well for us. So, dude, we're excited to have you on, man. We're super pumped. You know, I'm a detailer. I've been in the business since 2010. And following you along the way, and you know that you are known for making some comments and poking some fun at detailers, and I love to sit back and just watch it unfold. But just, you know, we have some questions we want to talk to you about, and really wanted to come at you from a professional detailer's perspective, and then Ryan and Lexi have a different perspective on that. So
yeah, I'm just a fan.
Yeah, Ryan's a super fan, by the way. I think, you know.
100%.
Was it a hoodie that you got from him?
No, I got me a t-shirt.
A t-shirt.
I rock the Masterson. Same one.
I need a detail.
Yeah, it's on the way. You should have seen him the day that the shirt came in the mail. He throws it on in the office and he's like running around with a Masterson shirt. And we're like all shaking our head. Like,
that's great. That's awesome.
But look, so yeah, it is. So what, you know, if you can think back to when you first started, what actually got you in the detailing industry? What brought you to this industry and has you inevitably sitting at this table today?
You know, what really got me into the detailing industry is my family's actually made detailing products for many years. But what really got me involved, people ask me this question, what got me involved and me passionate about detailing was as a professional, right? Me and detailing, I just love having a clean car. I've loved cars since I was just little. And when I started having a car, when you're young, you have a lot of time and no money. And with so much time is when you can just do the best detailing. Because detailing doesn't cost a lot of money. It costs a lot of time. I truly believe that. And, you know, we actually did a study here at Masterson's Car Care a long time ago. And we tested sprayers and how much product is used during a detail. And we found out that to detail a whole car, a professional only costs about 17 cents with product for that one car. And so we were like, wow, that's incredible. And so the time that's involved with detailing is so long. It can be an arduous process. And so when I was young, you have so much time, so I could do the best detailing, put the most time into my car. And with only being like 17 cents a car, it's practically free, you know, when you're putting in your own time.
It is. It is. The expense of the cost of the chemicals and all is very low compared to the cost of labor, especially when you have a shop like mine. We have, I think, 12 full-time detailers right now. And so the cost of labor is high, and then some overhead, just, you know, insurance and that kind of stuff. But the cost of the chemicals is minimal, and we drive that down. We work hard to drive that down every day. You being in the business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But definitely it's you know, we all think, you know, had that passion when we were younger to keep a clean car. Of course, it didn't hurt with the ladies.
And you know, to wrap it out on that question, the one thing that I really do love about detailing that got me into the professional range is just the profit. If it only costs 17 cents in chemical to detail a car and you're running mobile, there's so much window for you to be able to make money in this industry. This industry is just I believe, a huge untapped moneymaker that a lot of people don't.
It is. No, and you know, the idea that with these guys, most of them come in here as they start out as a DIY and then they grow that business. They have a hard time. And this is why the business is kind of the way you feel untapped, is because they don't know how to scale it. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to market. They don't know how to come outside of their business and grow it. And they just kind of stick with detailing on their own rather than training someone under them to do their job so they can go do the next job or, you know, the next job within the company, not the next physical job. But, you know, so it's, you know, it's exciting to hear that mindset because that's exactly the way I believe. I think that it's a huge market. And of course, my detail shop does great. I mean, we have a wonderful team here, marketing, sales, and operations. And So it's definitely a good market to be in.
Yeah, I tell
Now,
people
what would
if
you
you're
say is your primary?
I'll tell people if you're a
Sorry about that.
Go
detailer.
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead. Ray.
I tell a lot of people if you're a detailer and you are if you're a mobile detailer, either a mobile detailer or a fixed location shop, and you're not making minimum $100,000 a year, something is wrong with the shop. And I tell people this because everybody, even a mobile, should be able to do this. And I have a video on YouTube. It's a great video. Anybody can search it. It's how to make $100,000 a year washing cars. And I break down part-time detailing, how you can detail part-time and still make $100,000 a year washing cars. It's incredible. So I'm glad that you guys with Detailing Bookie understand, about the scaling and talk about this on the podcast. A lot of people don't talk about that. They just talk about the detailing side. They don't talk about the sales generation. They don't also talk about running a business, the tactics of setting up a detailing business. So I'm glad you guys talk about it on the podcast. Very rare.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very important.
Well, we actually wanted to dive in a little bit more with that too, especially talking about your training around sales and marketing. We wanted to ask, maybe tell us a little bit about your philosophy behind how you go at sales and at marketing and why you do the things that you do and how that's really helped you grow, whether it's negative or positive.
With marketing is so funny because I'm one of those people that believes everything with marketing is positive. It's getting the product out there. It's getting the name out there some way or another. And it's so funny is because people remember who you are. They don't remember how they found you. They very rarely remember how they found something or when the first time they heard about it. But once it's in their head, it's actually like locked in there and they'll remember it. There's a video that's funny playing video game just like that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think detailers they don't have a problem remembering your name, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really good. And people are always like, hey, I saw a video of you on TikTok. I saw a video on YouTube. And the one thing about marketing I truly believe is in order to have success in any business, you got to be first or you got to be different, one or the other. There's only those two things that are going to bring you success. And so usually I like to be first. That's one of the things. And I really like to be different. So that's the one thing. If you're different, you're going to get attention. But being first is important. Like I still am one of the only detailing companies to go hard on TikTok, and nobody does it. All the other accounts don't do it. Yeah, we have a huge account on TikTok. Here's one of our TikToks that TikTok has over 1 million views on TikTok. It's insane. I think it's going
Probably half of them are from me.
Yeah,
maybe
500,000 of those are Ryan.
Yeah, but this is cool, and I know it's funny, right? Oh man.
Yeah, man. So who would you say your primary audience is whenever you're selling your products? I mean, do you kind of steer towards the DIY guys or the weekend warriors? Or are you really, targeting professional detailers?
I talk about this a lot is that, in the world of detailing, only like less than 1% of people that detail are professional detailers. And a lot of times because of time and people that are at home DIY, they have a lot of time. They're not trying to trade time for money like a service. They're actually able to put more time into their car and do even better jobs. And I see some of the best detailing coming from some of our customers. And they're like, hey man, I spent a weekend doing it. One of the best detailing, I can actually tell you a story. One of the best detailing stories I ever have was I teach a week-long detailing training course. I actually teach several courses, a 1 day, a 3 day. We also do a week-long. And one of the people that took our course was actually a woman, and she was the secretary of the Porsche Club of Los Angeles. And she had a 996 white 911. And she took our class, she took the whole class, and it was a business-oriented class, how to make money with detailing. You could teach detailing in a few days. This was a week-long business-oriented course. She took it all. At the end of the course, I asked her, so what are you going to do now? Because she was already very well off in life. She had a great job. She was actually a professional writer for a magazine and fashion magazine. And she actually said that she was going to detail her car over the course of an entire month and enter it in the Greystone Mansion Porsche car show. And I was like, really? And that's actually a super prestigious car show in Los Angeles. It's super prestigious, invite only. And so I went to the show, I saw her car, and believe it or not, her car was next to her car, just a 996 white, just all pristine, just stock. And her car looked better than like a custom car that were all around her. All the other cars had swirls and scratches, little marring. Her car looked like mint. She ended up winning one of the highest awards at the show because it looked that good. And she did the detailing herself over an entire month. So she had a month time to just do everything. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine how much work you could do on a car in a month? It looked like brand new.
Oh, absolutely. No, and that's where the love comes from. I think we all are, you know, a lot of us in this industry started out detailing our own stuff, and that's where the passion comes in. And of course, I think some of my best work's been on my own stuff. You get to spend the time with it. Now, probably not so much. I can only want to think about cleaning my own truck. But you know, it's you know, that passion shows through. So the weekend warrior or the, you know, the DIY guy that's spending that, you know, 12, 14, 16, 18 hours on their vehicle, of, you know, of course they're going to another level, and they drive that vehicle every day or drive that boat every day. And they know all the ins and outs. They know where all the little, you know, hard to reach areas are and all that. So we're coming in as a, you know, we've seen the vehicle for 3 or 4 hours at my shop. And so, you know, it's a different level. It's for sure a different level, but there's definitely a big market for it. And I think you're tapping into that quite nicely.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned your training and your courses and all the different types that you've offered, I think this would be a great opportunity for you to talk about where they can find those training classes, maybe the cost associated. I know on some of your other videos, you talk about how much you like to do free training because you really love helping these guys out. So I just wanted you to be able to speak to the courses that you offer.
Yeah, we actually do a lot of training. We actually do 2 types of training. We do e-training and we do hands-on training. And e-training, we actually do for free through our YouTube channel, Masterson's. It's actually youtube.com/Masterson's Car Care. Here's one of our great videos. We're doing a motorcycle right here. And these videos we put out all for free, and they're in depth. And the time that it takes, the time and actually the money that companies usually involved with this, we put a lot of time and a lot of money into making high quality 4K videos so that all of our customers can watch it, and anybody actually can go out there and watch it. And these techniques in the video aren't just showing you how to use Masterson's car care products. Let's say you love another brand, you use some other great products, you want to just step up your technique, you can follow our videos and gain knowledge from that. And then we also put knowledge in there about business as well, a lot of stuff about business. And then we also do hands-on training. And the hands-on training we also do at at Anaheim, California location. And we're also going to be doing trainings as well at our new Boca Raton, Florida store on the East Coast, which is really cool as well.
So the hands-on isn't at every store. It's you offer the e-training there for every store, but you have a few stores where y'all actually do the hands-on training.
Yeah, we do a few stores where we do the hands-on training. We do a 1-day course. Like one of our most popular is a 1-day course. A lot of people come to it. They take a 1-day course. It's a 5-hour class. It's $99 and it includes breakfast and lunch. And it gives 20% discount in our whole entire store right here, which is super cool. And the great thing about the course is sometimes, and a lot of the times, we give the course out for free. Customer comes into our store. He purchases a collection of products. Maybe he spends $200, $300, buys a kit. We actually give him the class for free. Give him or her the class for free. Sometimes we've had detailing people come in and their kid wants to do the detailing class. They saw us on TikTok, YouTube. They like, hey man, I'm young. I saw this video and I want to do detailing. I want to get into that. I want to, they see the potential in that, how they can run a business like that. So they want to come take the class, and I'll usually offer the class for free to the parent. Hey, come down so you and your son can take the class for free.
That's cool. That's cool. You know, my son, he's 13, my oldest son, and he comes up and he details. They have a virtual learning. His teacher probably shouldn't hear this. They have virtual learning on Wednesdays. And so he uses his virtual learning to come out here and help us detail.
After he finishes schoolwork.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously after he finishes schoolwork. So to see you offering that to the young guys, I mean, or guys and girls, I think that's amazing. I mean, it's teaching them something, and detailing, you know, it teaches them discipline and you know, something that they can go out and do on their own. And whether they decide to make a career out of it or not, it gives them something to do. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I tell people this a lot of the time. College isn't for everybody. Some people that want a job, college isn't for everybody. And there's a lot of people out there that still can make amazing incomes more than that with trade, hands-on trade. And the hands-on trade might be like mechanic. It might also be a technician, repair technician. And one of those is automotive detailer. And a lot of people often don't realize that. It's like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in like elementary school, they had this like thing on the board on the top. It was in all the classrooms, right? And it said like top paying jobs. And it was like, lawyer, doctor. And then one of them was DJ. And the third one was DJ. And you're like, and you ask the teachers, hey, why does DJ get paid as much as lawyer, doctor? Oh, well, they can't really explain it. And then like 3 down is trash man, garbage man. And you're like, and you ask them, why does garbage man pretty close to doctor, lawyer? Oh, well, because they have to do a hard job. In reality, we found out later in life, it wasn't a hard job. It was a great job. They make a lot of money. And I think that auto detailing is an industry that is like super low to get into. It's called barrier of entry. Who's ever watching this, barrier of entry. Yeah. And you can have great success with it. I truly believe that anybody that wanted to get into business could have taken the $1,400 stimulus and started a crack detailing business. I mean, top notch with the $1,400. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your sales training course, because I know when we talked the other day that you mentioned that you have a 2-day sales course, or basically sales training course to teach detailers how to sell their services.
Yeah, this summer, this is actually a new training course that we've been doing a lot of sales training. I do sales training incorporated into other classes, but what we're going to do is we want to do an advanced sales training. And I've actually spent a lot of time doing sales and developing sales techniques and sales programs to sell products and to generate for businesses. I tell people this, and this is super important. This is one of the most important things I think you'll get out of any of the podcasts on this, is anybody watching this, you could be the best detailer in the world, but if you don't know how to sell it, you're not going to make any money. And I tell people this a lot. Exactly you could be the number one detailer in the world, but in reality, what makes a number one detailer? I feel like the only thing in the world they count anymore is money. So it would be the detailer that's making the most money. That's the only thing they're keeping track of, And so we're doing a 2-day summer training course here in Anaheim. If we get enough people to sign up, we're actually going to set it up at a convention room here by Disneyland. We're actually going to update it. It's going to be really good. The class is going to be $9.99. And the class can be a 2-day class, and it's going to go over hardcore sales training and develop your selling products. And this isn't going to just apply for detailing. It's going to apply for selling and running any type of business.
Is it product specific, or is this sales training based? I mean, no matter what product you're using.
It does. It's no matter what product you're doing, no matter what type of business you're running, because in reality, whether you're selling tacos or whether you're selling $1 million services, you're still using the same concept and the same breakdown of skills to break that. It's all about the process. I guarantee you, whatever I take out there on whatever job I'm going to do, if it involves selling or converting a service over or a product over to a conversion, I'm going to make it happen. Whether I'm selling corn on the street or I'm selling $1 million airplanes, it's going to happen. It's the same type of process. And it just might be on a different type of scale, and there's different types of things. But that's why with your business, you have to have a passion for it. Like, I love doing this stuff. I love being here at Masterson's Car Care. Like, my office in the back where we're filming this is like right behind this showroom, which is really cool because I can walk out to the showroom and have a great time. And in there, music's playing and everybody's having a great time and everybody has a smiling face. And so it's great that I can just walk out there and have a great time and then just go back to work a few seconds later. That's what the passion that keeps me rolling here. And people, if they have the passion for their gig, they can make all these sales techniques and sales training that we do, they can apply it to their passion.
Oh, absolutely. And, as the owner of our detailing business and of course the software company, it's got to come from passion, and Lexi and Ryan, they know that most. We're extremely passionate about our business here. And Lexi, I know she's probably just itching, talking about all the sales and sales training. That's her forte. She loves to build sales process and all. She's been a massive ton of help. We brought her in to work with the software company, but we actually had her help develop our sales process for detail. for our sales team. I mean, we had kind of an unwritten process, but we went in and really dug deep on it, and she was a ton of help. So lots of value there. Greg, I think one question that I really can't wait to ask you is, so in the, in these Facebook groups, all these detailers are there, and, it seems like you make these comments and you get they just unleash on you. I just want to hear from you. This is an intentional approach, right? I mean, this is like by design that you're going in and kind of stirring the pot, or do you really feel like you're just making a statement and they just come at you the wrong way? I mean, what's your like kind of mindset on this? I want to hear it from you.
I think for everybody whoever's watching this, we actually run one of the largest Facebook detailing groups right now growing. It actually has about 100 members a day adding on to it. It's called Detailers of Facebook. Amazing group. Everybody should join it. We talk about a lot of things, but with anything in the group, you get people talking about a lot of controversy. And the funny thing is about with true topics, I feel like if a topic is truly appealing and it's truly interesting, it will just automatically naturally generate comments, whether it be good or whether it be bad. And if you scale something, let's say you have 4 good comments and 2 bad comments. If you scale up, it's going to be 8 good comments and 4 bad comments. It's going to scale up equally, right? And the interesting thing about some of these, I know with Facebook, you get a lot of great comments about product, but then you also get a lot of bad comments on any type of post that any company makes. You can do this from reading Wendy's hamburgers posts all the way to any company's detailing, or any detailing company, or any company in general. But the posts that people talk about, the negative posts, that's so funny, because when someone posts something on their Facebook, it gets seen by all of their friends, whether it's positive or negative. And actually, sometimes if it's negative, it gets seen by more people. So if they make a negative post on an original post, that post gets viewed more by like all their friends. It connects back on the Facebook algorithm. It's so interesting how that works, man. Ryan, it's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. I have one more question. I know you guys probably had some more, but I know we're kind of running out of time. But I want to ask you this. So, I'm in the detailing business. I considered maybe retailing some products. I have here on site here, there's another building that we considered repurposing it to a retail store. Now, we also have a retail store on this property that we sell apparel, but this would be for chemicals. And my question was, this got brought up in a meeting, is would I consider using Masterson's Car Care there in this building? Now, we're a small town, and I know that your reputation kind of follows you. What would you be, would I be subject to any negative feedback that you've gotten, and then me have to kind of explain that, or do you think that the brand carries itself, and I would be still successful here in a small town, and look, these guys are sitting here waiting for me to do something like this. So, I mean, I have a fence in the back that they pick on all the time. So they're just looking for something to blast on. Yeah. I mean, do you think the brand carries itself without the reputation of some of the negative connotation that's kind of associated with it?
Yeah, the brand of products, this is the one thing that's so amazing about selling Masterson's Car Care products and owning a Masterson's Car Care store. So we actually sell products exclusively through dealers and distributors just like yourself. So we don't sell to big box stores. And if anybody's watching this and they actually run an automotive detailing business and their entire store is not cycling every 30 days, they're selling the wrong stuff. And usually the stuff that's on their shelves at an auto detailing supply store is stuff that's sold at Walmart, at AutoZone, at Pep Boys, O'Reilly's, and it's sold cheaper at those other stores. So if you're a business, how do you compete with Walmart? Do you want to compete with Walmart? I don't want to compete with Walmart. They're open 24 hours a day, and they got a lot of staff that they underpay. So they're going to be there all the time, right there. So when you sell Masterson's Car Care products at your store, that means you have an exclusive item that's going to draw customers right into your door. And that's the great thing about the brand. The brand transcends a lot of appeal and a lot of competition, because you're able to bring customers into your door for a product that they can't get up the street at Walmart. That's one of the best things about owning a Masterson's Car Care store, and about selling the Masterson's Car Care products as well. That's why we actually opened up another store in Florida the same way.
Yeah, you've done a great job. I mean, you really have. And like I said, I was glad when Ryan presented, the opportunity here to bring you on, and we were glad to kind of get your voice out there and hear it. I mean, I know there's a lot of detailers that were wanting to ask a lot of questions, and we can only kind of condense it down to a few. But
I did have a final question for you, Greg. You did get a chance to check out the software. I hate to bring it around back to that, but I do want to get your opinion, man. So when it comes down to, what do you think software in the detailing industry, do you see it as having a place there, or do you see it as having an impact?
That was interesting. We can talk a little about that. I actually had a time to take a look at the detailing Bookie software that you guys have set up. And like I said earlier in the podcast, is that the most important thing, I believe, is selling the services. You could be the best detailer in the world, but if you don't know how to sell it, you're not going to have success. And the funny thing is, you don't even have to be a great detailer, and you could still have amazing success with any product or with any sales. So we have the like detailing Bookie right here. I had a chance to take a look at that and try it out, set up an account, and I feel like what it does is it replaces a secretary. Now, as a business scales up, they're going to need tools to help them close the deal. I don't think software replaces the sales. And this is something that a mentor taught me, is that people buy from people. They don't buy from machines. They don't buy from robots. And so you need that person-on-person connection. You still need that person to close the deal. You still need to have deal closing skills, right? You need to always be closing no matter what. And so the big deal about that is, when you have the software, it's a tool to help you close the deal. Right. Yeah, because people were closing deals before software, before Facebook, before Instagram. They were doing all of that. Before the computer, they were still closing deals. So these tools are only tools that I feel like we didn't even have. I can only imagine of having 20 years ago, right? I was just a dream, And this tool, I really liked how the program, allowed it to have the e-menu. Like, hey, these are my prices. Yeah. You can select what you want. I liked that. And it was very easy to use. And I believe, what's the price that you told me it was per month subscription?
It's only $49 a month to get or you can get like save 20% and buy an annual subscription.
Yeah.
It's like
$39 a month. That's great. I feel like that's a great price. And that's cheaper than a second.
100%, and it always shows up for work.
I just want to ask you a question. You were talking about saving time, right? That time is one of the most valuable things to any detailer out there. So I think really the question around software is, do you think software helps detailers save time to be able to focus on actually doing detailing work?
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't save time. It increases productivity of your time. And that's the one thing, I feel like nothing really saves time. Like in a business, I don't think of it as saving me time. I'm like, oh, damn, this is saving me time. And then I'm going to bank this time and I'm going to use something with it. I feel like it's increasing the productivity of my time, where I don't have to spend time on something that I don't need to spend time on. And it allows me to increase my productivity significantly, especially for people that are just getting into this and running solo. A lot of people that are getting into detailing are going to be running solo. And this is the truth about detailing. Running a business by yourself is very hard. And sometimes it's very lonely as well. It's extremely lonely, extremely hard, because you're out there by yourself. And it's kind of, sometimes, if you're adventurous, that's great and you're going to love it. But even if you're adventurous, it's still sometimes weird. And this tool helps you go along. It's like something that can keep you going. To check out the tool, man, okay, this is going to keep me on track. This is going to keep me going, because everybody knows when you're running a business, every day isn't good. Some days good, some days bad, some days hard, some days easy. But what is good business? Consistency. It's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again every single day. And this tool, I feel like it lets you do it.
Absolutely. Automating the process, automating what you can, speaking of lonely, I think that's the last thought that anybody in our business feels, because there's 27 employees here. But when it was just us, myself and my wife, and it definitely, it becomes lonely. And then you think about all the things that you should be doing, communicating with the customer, are, answering the sales calls and all, and to be able to kind of shelf some of that or offload some of that workload, whatever it may be. I mean, and just like you said, I think closing the deal personally is a nice touch, and it's a necessity. But when they're able to kind of go shop your booking site and look at your prices and look at what you offer, you're educating the customer along the way. So the next conversation you have when you're closing the sale, it's with an educated customer, and it's not how much to detail, my car. It's, hey, I'm looking at this enhancement package versus the scratch removal package or whatever, one step two. Can you tell me more about that? And the conversation, you trim it down so much, and now you're able to hyper focus on what they're interested in instead of starting from the top of your sales pitch and going all the way through it. It helps speed that up. And I know our sales team, it's helped them tremendously. We've been able to kind of divert their time doing other things because they're not spending all that time on the phone and through messages anymore. So, but look, hey, Greg, it's been great having you on. I know we have to wrap it up. So been absolutely wonderful. Glad to hear some things from your mouth. Ryan,
we're gonna hang out at SEMA, just so you. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna be there, right?
I am hoping that SEMA happens. But if they make everywhere, this is some serious business. If they make everybody wear masks at SEMA, I can't go there. Why? Because I can't close any deals wearing a mask. I don't know what anybody's thinking. They don't know what I'm thinking. It's the same thing. So, so I told the world what I'm going to end up doing. If they do end up doing, I'm going to pay somebody to walk around holding an iPad with me on FaceTime, and I can sit in a hotel and just communicate with people through the FaceTime, because it's easier and it makes it more deal closing as an information, But I'd love to do this together with you guys and talk about more sales, go in depth about technique, about professional life, because I know this is a more professional podcast. Really cool for you guys. I love it.
Yeah. We love it. Hey, appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot. Good meeting you. And talk to you soon.
Thanks, Greg.
You.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day. See you next time.
All right, see you.
Man, that was awesome.
Lexi.
That was a great conversation.
That was fantastic. And I think we got some stuff from him that may give some detailers a little bit of rest for a little while. I mean, it's intentional. He straight up says it, good attention, bad attention. It's all attention. And that's what, that's what he's going for. So as you guys feed in, you're actually helping, whether you like him or hate him, you're helping his marketing by feeding into those comments. And so
I say, keep it up.
Yeah. I know that he will say, keep it up too. I always sit back on the sidelines and watch, I don't participate in those conversations. But you guys are putting him in the spotlight. So if that's what your, objective is, then you're succeeding. And so is he. So, anyways, I'm starving to death.
I was going to ask if y'all were about ready for some food. It's definitely that time. And I'm really excited to talk about PS Taco's story. So they were actually founded right across the bay in Foley, Alabama. PS Taco Company started as a dream for two best friends that share a love for fresh food, unique dining experiences, and spending time with those they cherish. The concept for PS Taco was cultivated throughout a decade of globe-trotting to taste tacos from Mexico to Spain, Southern California, Texas, and of course, right here on the Gulf Coast. Their menu includes the finest ingredients with a unique mix of combinations. And my Lord, does this look delicious.
It looks absolutely amazing. Like I said earlier in the podcast, we eat here quite a bit, once or twice a week. But knowing the story that the owners or the originators of PS Taco developed this menu by traveling around the world, it just makes it that much better and that much cooler. So
I mean, how cool is it to be in Saraland, Alabama, and getting to taste foods from all around the country?
I think you wanted them nachos, right? I gotta try these tacos.
Yeah, you want to try some of my nachos too?
All right, so what do you got, Lexi?
I've got the nachos. It's got some avocados, some pickled onions, some corn.
Thankfully, that's not on my plate.
It is so delicious, though. There's some pico on top.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I'm gonna dive in.
It looks like it's got some onions.
I don't know which one.
Hang on, right now, what are you eating?
So
I got the grilled chicken and cheese tacos. That's what I like. I'm a plain, like I said last podcast, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. This isn't meat and potatoes, but this is close enough. No onions and all that mess. I feel like it just takes up space and it's not needed. So
I don't remember what they called this. What was this called? The belly of the beast. And I tell you what, this has got some shrimp, some pork belly, looking at pico de gallo and some avocado. Man, this is good stuff.
Ryan, I know you really wanted to try some of those nachos.
Those loaded nachos right there. Thank you. Oh,
this is good.
It's absolutely great. Well, listen, we want to be able to finish this thing, and want to tell you a little bit about next week's episode, though. We're going to have the wonderful, awesome Jennifer Turcott from IGL. She's next week, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so exciting.
And we're going to continue talking about training. Her training is specific to IGL, I believe, and it'll be nice to hear from someone that's that's with one of the coding companies that offer this training and certification. And we're going to ask her some questions that detailers want to know.
Right.
So if you have any questions that you'd like to see us ask, feel free to drop us a comment, shoot us a message, or give us a call. And look, we'll be happy to ask those. The whole goal for this podcast is for the detailers to have a platform to ask these people in our community and in our business some tough questions, some easy questions, but whatever it is that you guys want to know. So, that's going to wrap up this show. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys. This has been another lunch break play-by-play hosted by Detail Bookie. Join us next week for auto detailing news, interviews, and tastes of the South. See you soon.